All right, this is Deanna Marie, and welcome back here to the Clue Seat. And today we're going to be talking about how everything is getting ready to catch up to them. Okay, so let's get started. All right, so today's Bible verse is going to be Joel 2, verse 20. Make sure you guys open up your Bibles, get in the Word. You know how I feel about that. I say it all the time. Let God talk to you about what He wants to talk to you about. Okay, something more specific, but I'll just give you the general word today. Ooh, sorry. Okay. So, that being said, there's a part in this verse where it says, his stench will come up and his foul odor will rise because he's done monstrous things, okay? That's the part that really spoke to me today. And I hope that you understand that I would like to say that everybody is not evil that listens to these messages, but I know that there are some people that are listening to me that maybe don't have the best intentions. But for the most part, this is for people that have done mean, nasty things to you, okay? Or to others, or you've seen people and it looks like they're getting away with things. It looks like, oh gosh, God's not going to intervene. I hope that you know that God has a little button, okay? And it talks about it. You can go to Jonah when God says their sins have reached me. Okay, there's a point in somebody's life when he's warned them repeatedly, don't do this, don't act like this, don't commit these foul sins, don't do this, don't do that, right? And it reaches a level where he has to intervene and he says enough is enough. And then when that part happens, when God has decided, okay, judgment time, there's nothing that person or those people can do to stop the judgment of God. They just have to go through it. It's kind of very similar to Pharaoh. Remember with Moses and Pharaoh, and Moses kept warning Pharaoh, like, hey, let them go or this is going to happen. And then Pharaoh would say, no, I'm not going to let you go. And then he'd be like, oh no, Moses, come back. All right, I learned my lesson. I'm not going to do it again. And then he went back and he did the same thing the next day. Okay. At the very end of all of that, God says, enough. That's enough. You wanted to take the people of their children's lives. I told you, I tried to do this the nice way. You don't want to do it the nice way. I'm not playing games anymore. I'm going to take all of the firstborn sons of this nation now. Okay? And it gets to a point where God has to intervene, where that law, I hate to say the word karma, because sometimes, certain people that are, religious folk will be like, karma is not of God. It's a law. It's a universal law. You get back what you put out, okay? And so if you're just doing these mean, nasty things, God's just letting it build up, and then he's going to come and lay the smack down, and there's not anything that anybody can do to stop it. And sometimes when that starts to happen, you'll get those people that did those mean, nasty things to you. They try to come back in your life. They're going to try to come back, and it's not because they're being genuine. It's because karma, the universal law, God's judgment, whatever you want to call it, is spanking that butt on the other side, and they don't know how to stop it. They think that maybe it might have something to do with what they did to you, but they know that, oh, that person's a believer, they have a relationship with God. Let me get on that person's good side and try to put this judgment off. Okay, and so the best advice I can give to you is when people do those mean, nasty things, you need to be just like Jesus. He just let it all happen, right? He just watched it because he knew in the end who he was, who he belonged to. And so all of the mean, nasty, evil, betrayal, the pain, the suffering, all that stuff was irrelevant because he was going to rise again and show everybody who he really was. So the other stuff didn't matter. So when people do stuff like that to you, you don't have to go out there and prove your story. You don't have to go out there and say, no, I'm not the cheater. That's the cheater. Look at this, look at that. You don't have to do anything. Do you know why? Because you're a child of God, and he's going to say, enough. that person's bad behavior, it's done. And then he has the best form of judgment ever. I always tell you guys think that these people aren't going to they're going to get away with what they did. They're not. God just knows how to punish people correctly. He knows how would you want to fight an enemy that just knows surface level stuff about you? Or do you want to fight an enemy that the person made you and knows everything about you? Your weaknesses, what you think at night, what you're doing, everything about you. Because I'm telling you right now, I would not want God's judgment on me. I would far rather fight a human being than God himself. Okay? So think about that, and please understand that if somebody starts to get that karma or something happens like that, the best thing you can do is just stay out of it. Don't try to stop it. Don't. Because that is a teaching moment that God is using with that individual. They need to learn something. And you intervening or you doing something like that because you are a compassionate person or you have empathy, you're going to either catch the brunt of something that isn't designed for you, or you're going to keep that person from learning the lesson that they need to learn to be able to be a child of God too. Okay? So, anyways, like, share, subscribe, and comment as always, and I will see you guys back here next time.